Hey everybody, just got back from the dentist, so I'm kind of like, ugh. Speaking of root canals, I saw X Men: Dark Phoenix this past weekend, and uh, and I hate to say it like that because I really loved the X Men movies. Every time an X Men movie came out, ever since the first one came out back in the day in 2000, I would go see it, and I loved the freaking X Men movies. I mean, there's degrees though. What I mean by that is, why in the world did they make these films in a way that didn't sync up too well? As you all know, that this film basically bombed big time. Critics tore it apart. YouTube critics tore it apart. And I read the critics. I saw the critics on YouTube, and I said to myself, should I even bother going to see this movie? I said, well, I've seen every other X Men movie in the theater, so yeah, I'm gonna go see it. And I saw for myself how bad it was. It ends. It's the last film of the X Men movies. It that's it. They're not making any more of these. They're starting. They're pressing the reset button and starting with other things, New Mutants and things like that. I mean, obviously, the whole concept of the mutant is going to continue, but not necessarily with the X Men, so to speak. Or maybe I could be wrong. Maybe they'll, do something else with it. I have no idea. But these people, these storylines, gone. I have my own thoughts about why this movie was bad. I'll share a couple with you. One, um, I think they were just trying to like finish off everything. I don't think they even had to do that. The last film, X Men Apocalypse, which was good. I enjoyed that one pretty much, but they could have just left it there. They didn't have to make this film. Okay, uh, they just didn't. All right. So yeah, Dark Phoenix and Jean, Jean Grey, and she gets this thing that, and it confused me. I'm like, wait a minute, wasn't she the Dark Phoenix before this happened? Which made no sense with what happened at the end of Apocalypse. So I'm kind of like, it confused me a little bit. I don't know. The other reason why I think this movie didn't do too well, and I'm not going to give too much credit to this, but it might be a factor. When Hollywood releases arguably one of the greatest superhero films ever to be put on the screen, 2 months prior to a film like X Men: Dark Phoenix, that's a tough act to follow. So what do you want from that? Again, I'm not going to give that much credence because I really don't think that's really what happened. The storyline was weak. It was weak. It was cliched. It was almost childlike. I could say the same thing with some of the other X Men films that came out over the years. To be honest with you, I was more appealed by the standalone Wolverine films. Logan being the best one of them all. That's the on top. That's the best one. And I also liked X Men: Days of Future Past because it was kind of like a passing of the torch from the original X Men cast to the new ones when they debuted in X Men First Class, which was actually a good film in its own right. It was overkill and it was very underplayed. This is not the kind of film that should have been made. X Men: Dark Phoenix was bad. And this has nothing to do with the actors that were in it. The actors are phenomenal. It's the writing. The writing was bad. How do you recover from something like that? Now, the actors in and of themselves, they got nothing to worry about. They are good. They got great careers. They're going to keep pressing forward. But what are we going to do with this concept of the mutants? Now, to be fair, my favorite mutant was Magneto in the with the new people. Like I like this guy's Fassbender's portrayal of him. That's pretty. I wouldn't mind seeing him again in the future. Now, let's consider this for a minute. Now that 20th Century Fox is being bought by Disney, which, by the way, Disney owns the Avengers and that part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Wouldn't it be great to kind of see a crossover of sorts? Not X-Men, just a kind of crossover regarding the Avengers and the introduction to New Mutants. Because as you know from Endgame this past April, that phase of the Marvel Cinematic Universe has ended. So let's keep rolling with that. Like, okay, so is it possible maybe you can incorporate a couple of these characters into the new cinematic universe? With the other Avengers, like some of the Avengers are gonna keep going. Guardians of the Galaxy, Spider-Man, Captain Marvel. I'm down with that. But is there any room now? Any wiggle room for some of these mutants to kind of come in and kind of join the fray? That would make things kind of weird though, because you'd figure they'd be there in the beginning with this whole threat by Thanos and the snap and right? Unless every mutant got turned to dust, so I don't know. Yeah, X-Men Dark Phoenix didn't work out, sadly. And I'm sad to say that. The next movie I'm looking forward to seeing, actually, there's so many that are coming out this summer. I'm just not gonna even talk about that. However, I would love to hear from you guys as I lay down now and try to recover because I'm feeling very sore from my dental appointment. What your thoughts are regarding X-Men Dark Phoenix. Did you even like it a little bit? Or didn't you? Talk to me. Comment below and share with me what you think. It's the Nova King kicking in. This is Ralph Perez from Strange Planet. Take care.